morning, students. Once again, we welcome all of you to this lecture on YTM, yield to maturity. The previous session, we have seen the different types of yield, nominal yield, then we have seen current yield, and then we looked at yield to maturity, and then we have seen the concept of yield to maturity, which is the discount rate which equals the current cash flow and the market price of the bond that we have seen. And then we looked at in computing the YTM in approximate figure. Approximate figure we have done. And today we look at how YTM can be computed using trial and error method. The previous lecture we have seen the computation of YTM using approximate equation. And today we look at how YTM can be computed using trial and error method. So kindly look at the case what is given here. The market value of a 1,000 rupees par value bond carrying a coupon rate of 10% maturing after 5 years is 850. What is the yield to maturity on this bond? So this particular case, we cannot use approximate equation. We cannot use approximate equation. We will have to calculate the exact YTM using trial and error method. By looking at the case, the par value is 1,000 and the price is 850. So the yield will be higher than coupon rate or less than coupon rate? Anybody? The coupon rate is 10. So the yield that you are going to calculate will be higher than coupon rate, that is 10%, or less than coupon rate, that is 10%. Anybody? Hello?
Sir, more than, sir.
More than? More than the coupon rate or less than the coupon rate?
That is discount bond.
Discount bond, yes, discount bond, yes.
Will be higher, sir.
Yeah, the yield will be higher, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who is this? Who told that? Subha?
Subhashri, sir.
Subhashni. Subhashni. 1 mark.
Subhashri, sir.
Subhashni. Yeah, Subhashni. You got 1 mark, okay? Already you got earlier?
No, sir. No, sir.
First time now?
Yes, sir.
She is there. Raghavi is there. Hello? Okay, I'll tell her. 501045. 1 mark.
Okay, thank you, sir.
1 mark. So remaining 4 more marks you will have to get. Yeah. Okay. So since the price is less, since the market price is less, so the yield what you are going to calculate will be higher than coupon rate. Okay. So first let us take higher than 10% you take. Take for higher than 10%. Let's say 14%. So say at 14%, calculate what is the price. Calculate what is the price. Okay. The one figure. So let us take YTM. All of you can see what I am writing. Hello? Is it okay? All of you can view the board?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So YTM at 14%. At 14%. So then sir, you can ask, sir, why did you take 14%? Why not 11%? You can take 11%. No problem. That's why it's called trial and error method. Trial and error method. Okay. But you should take more than 10%. That's what important. You should take more than 10%. So why you take more than 10%? Because the yield is higher than coupon. Yield will be higher than coupon because the price is less. Discount bond. So you should take more than 10%. Say 11%, 12%, 13%, even 16% you can take. So why not 16%? You can take, no problem. So why not 20? You can take 20, no problem. Okay. So I mean it's a trial and error method. So you'll have to take any percentage. So now I'm just taking 14%. So at 14%, what will be the price that you calculate first? Okay. So what is the coupon? interest is I is how much? 10%. So 10% of 1000, 100. I is 100. Then R is 14. That's what we have. We are going to calculate. R is 14. Then maturity value is rupees 1000. Rupees 1000. Okay. So calculate the price. So price is equal to 100 divided by 1.14. How many years? N is how many years? 5 years. N is 5 years. So 1.14 power 1 plus 100 divided by 1.14 power 2 plus 100 divided by 1.14 power 3 plus 100 divided by 1.14 power 4 plus the fifth year you will get 1000 rupees back. You will get 1000 rupees back and 100 rupees interest. So you put 1100 divided by 1.14 power 5. Find out the price. Okay? Find out the value of the bond.
And for fifth year, what you did, sir?
Fifth year, 100, you will get the interest. Then you will get back your maturity value, 1000 rupees. So you put 1100 divided by 1.14 power 5. Got it? Subhashri, got it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
1100 divided by 1.14 power 5. The previous lecture, we have calculated interest separately and then maturity value separately. And you can combine both and you can get one equation, one figure. That's enough. The previous lecture, for you making you to understand, we have written separately. But now you know everything clearly now. So you can add both and then get one equation, one figure you can get. So what's the first one? 100 divided by 1.14 power 1. So how do you get 1.14? 1 plus R, 14% divided by 100, that is 0.14. So 1 plus 0.14, 1.14. So how do you come 14%? Because you have taken, you assumed R as 14%. So what is the first one? 100 divided by 1.14 power 1.
87.72, sir.
87.72 plus 100 divided by 1.14 power 2. What?
76.95.
76.95 plus 100 divided by 1.14 power 3.
67.5.
67.5 plus 100 divided by 1.14 power 4. How much comes?
59.21.
59.21. 59.21 plus 1100 divided by 1.14 power 5.
571.31.
571.31. Total how much? How much comes total?
$862.69.
862.69. Okay. So at 14%, the price is 862.69. So what do we want actually? What do we want actually? At what rate both are equal? I mean, it must be equal to what? 850. It must be equal to 850. 850 is the price. But what we got now is 862, which is higher than 850. So it is not equivalent to 850. Okay? So you need to get one more value to interpolate. So we have to go for interpolation. We'll have to go for interpolation as you have done for IRR calculation. So we'll have to get another value which is less than 850. So 850 is the price. 850 is the price what is given there. 850 is the price. So you will have to get two values. One is the value which is higher than 850. Another value is which is less than 850. So one value you got which is higher than 850, that is 862.5. Okay. Now you'll have to get one more value which is less than 850. So to get less than 850, what percentage you have to get? What percentage, what rate you'll have to calculate? You'll have to get, you'll have to take it. What rate, what yield you'll have to take? More than 14 or less than 14? Anybody?
More than 40, sir.
More than 14, very good. So you should get more than 14. The more the rate that you go higher, the value will be less. The more rate that you get, the value will be less. Father, you got already 1 mark, no?
Not exactly.
Yeah, you got one mark. I have in your in one. So 1 more mark you got now. So 2 marks you got already. So 3 more marks you'll have to get. Okay. Father Emin got 1 more mark. Okay. So already you answered the previous lecture. You answered once. No. You answered for the other one. I mean, the SFM. SFM only you got 1 mark. Now you got here. You got 1 mark. Okay. Okay. So now you have to get more than, value. So you take either 16 or 17 or 15, any percentage you can take. So take 15. So take 16, no problem. At 16 you take. At 16, what's the value? Find out. That is price 100 divided by 1.16 per 1, 100 divided by 1.16 per 2, 100 divided by 1.16 per 3, 100 divided by 1.16 per 4, then 1100 divided by 1.16 per 5. How much comes? Okay. How much comes? How much comes?
So 86.20 first one.
86.20. Next one.
74.32.
70
4.32.
through 2 plus
Third one 64.06.
60.
4.06.
Okay.
7, sir.
64.07.
Yes.
Okay. 64.07. Okay. Then next one.
55.23.
55.23 plus 55.23
523.72.
class. The class. I mean class. What is that? Next one? Last one?
523.7.
5
23.
523.72
72.
total. Total how much comes?
803.54.
803.54. So you got one value which is higher than the price, and another value which is less than the price. Now you can interpolate. Now you can go for interpolation. So the interpolation, the same equation what you have done earlier for IRR calculation, same thing. Lower rate, I repeat the equation, lower rate plus the value at higher rate minus the price, divide by value at a higher rate minus the value at lower rate into RH minus RL, higher rate minus lower rate. I repeat the equation, that is higher rate, I write the equation here, YTM. So by interpolation you need to calculate, that is higher rate, lower rate, RL. RL means lower rate plus the value at higher rate. the value at higher rate. The value at higher rate, that is value R higher value minus price. Price what is given, higher value minus price divided by higher value minus lower value into RH minus RL. I repeat, lower rate,
That part of the board, sir.
yeah, lower rate, kindly write, lower rate RL plus put the bracket, higher value minus price divided by higher value minus lower value, close the bracket, multiplication symbol into RH minus RL, higher rate minus lower rate, RH minus RL. Understood? Is that clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Equation clear? Okay. Now apply the equation. That is RL is 14%. 14. You need not write 0.14. Straight away you can write 14%. 14% plus the higher value is 862.69. Price is 850. Divide by 862.69. The lower value is 803.54. RH is the higher rate is 16% into 16 minus 14. 16 minus 14. So 14 plus, what's the value? 862.69 minus 850, that is 12.69 divided by 862.50, 59.15 into 2. Okay, so divide it and then multiply it, then add with 14. What's the value?
So 14.429.
14.429 or then 14.43. So YTM is 14.43. 14.43. Okay, 14.43. So if you take 14.43, you will get exact 850. So instead of doing it 1.16, you take 1.1443. If you take 1.1443 power 1 and then 100 divided by 1.443 power 2, if you calculate, you will get exactly 850. So that is called YTM. So YTM means the rate which equals the cash flow from owning the bond and the price of the bond. All of you understood the trial and error method? So trial and error method, you need to have two values. One is one value which is higher than the price, another value which is less than the price. Then only you can interpolate. You will have to go for interpolation. To go for interpolation, you need to have two values. One value which is higher than the price, another value which is less than the price. Okay? So the interpolation equation is RL plus higher value minus the price divided by higher value minus the lower value into higher value minus lower value. This particular case, it is given in the LMS in lecture 3. So kindly take lecture 3. In that bond case study is there, additional case study is there, with answers it is there. So kindly go through it. It is there. I have taken from there only. It is there in the LMS lecture 3 case studies. Okay. So we have taken the 5th case study, and then you can take in the case study what they have taken is they have taken 15%. They have taken 15%, but we have taken 16%. Okay. All of you understood? And if you use a table value, I mean in the examination, in the case study they have taken the table value. They have not taken the calculation. They have taken the table value. If you take the table value for calculation, use the table value. If you take table value for this, for 100 rupees that you are calculating, take the table 4, that is the present value factor annuity. Present value factor annuity. And for maturity value, take the table 3, that is present value factor. Present value index factor. Table 3 you have to take the value. Okay, that kind of the respective percentage, the respective year, if you take the value is given, that value just multiply it. Don't divide it, multiply it. But in the case, the answer what they have taken is table value they have taken. Look at this, the table value they have taken, present to 100 into, have you seen that? 100 into present value index factor annuity 14% 5 years. It is given there? Hello? Present value index factor annuity. Present PVIFA. Present value interest factor annuity. That means table 4. So table 4, 14%, 5 years, if you take, it will be, the value is 3.433. 3.433, just multiply it. And then for the maturity value, 1000 rupees that you are getting at the end of the 5 year, you should take the table 3. That is present value interest factor, table 3. That is 14%, 5 years, the value is 0.519, multiply it, you will get the value. Okay. So either you can use table value. Table value means you can ask in the examination, but you will not get, you are going for an online examination, most probably online examination. So in that case, you may not have you will not get table value. So you cannot check any table value. So kindly practice using the equation only. Okay, don't depend on table values, because table value, if you refer, then you will be caught for malpractice. Okay. So present value index factor annuity, the next they have taken 15%. So any clarification, any doubt? Should we do one more case, or all of you understood? Can we go to the next yield? Hello? Shall we do one more case, or remaining case is given, the case number 6 is also same. It is given, answer is given, you can calculate that. You will have, do you want me to do one more case, or you will practice it by yourself? Hello? Is it okay? Shall we go for next case?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So look at that case, the 6th one, you can do it by yourself. I'll just give an explanation. The market value of 1,000 rupees, 100 rupees par value bond carrying coupon rate of 8.5% maturing after 8 years is 95. 95, which is less than 100. That means what? The yield, what you are going to calculate will be higher than, the yield which is going to calculate, which will be higher than coupon rate. Coupon rate is 8.5, so it will be higher than coupon rate because it's a discount bond. Okay, you can take 8.5, so you can take 10%. They are here, the case they have taken 10%, and then they have taken one more value, they have taken 9%. Okay, and then they have interpolated, they got 9.43, which is higher than coupon rate. Okay, shall I go to the next one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So next yield is, you can see in the, next yield, I'll just close this, I'll go to the next yield. There is 4th one, that is yield to call. It is there. All these are all there, the LMS. You can just go through the LMS and it is there, everything is there. You can see LMS. Yeah, so types of bond yield, we are there. So we have completed nominal yield, current yield. Then we have seen yield to maturity. We have calculated both trial and error method and approximate equation. In the case, if it is given compute approximate YTM, use that equation that we have used it previous lecture. If they ask you to compute YTM, the question is compute YTM, then you'll have to go for trial and error method. Next one is yield to call, same thing. Yield to call is nothing but yield to maturity. So because some bonds are callable bonds, because at any time it can be called back by the issuer, by the company. They are called yield to call. Okay, at any point of time it can be called back before maturity. So that type of bond is called callable bonds. So if you want to calculate yield for callable bonds, it is called yield to call. Yield to call is yield for callable bonds. Callable bonds are those bonds which can be called back before maturity period. Okay, so these bonds also have a yield to call, which is calculated exactly the same as yield to maturity, the same equation, same thing you call. But the call rate is substituted for the maturity date. So maturity date will be different. So maturity date, say 5 years. But it is called before 5 years, that is say 4 years, then you will have to, don't take 5 years, you take for 4 years. That's the only difference. Here N will be different. N will be not 5 years. If it is called before 5 years, you have to use for 4 years. That's the only difference. Okay. The call price or call premium substituted for the par value. When the bond is bought at premium, the yield to call always lowers the yield of the bond. So it is same calculation, so we are not going for any kind of calculation here, because the calculation is same for a theory part that we are just looking at. So yield to call is yield for callable bonds. Callable bonds are those which can be called before the maturity period. So if you want to calculate yield to call, the N will be different. N will be depends on the company. It will be called before the maturity period. Say if it is 4 years, you take for 4 years. Then the fifth one is realized YTM. Realized YTM. Realized yield to maturity. So what is that difference? Realized yield to maturity. So YTM assumes that cash flow that you receive, the interest that we receive from the company, it is reinvested the same rate of yield to maturity, equal to yield to maturity. So whatever you are receiving, say here you receive 100 rupees, the 100 rupees is reinvested at the same YTM, that is 14.43. That is the assumption. That is the assumption. Okay? But in the reality, that particular reinvestment rate, at what rate that interest is going to be reinvested, so that rate may be different. If that rate is different, then we'll have to calculate realized YTM. Okay? So I repeat, as per the YTM assumes that the interest that we receive is reinvested at the same YTM. So for example, here the case that we have seen today, 100 rupees that you are receiving from the company as interest, instead of spending that 100 rupees, the 100 rupees you are reinvesting in some other bonds. Reinvesting in some other bonds, which give you the same yield of 14.43. But in reality, that will not happen. Whenever we go for reinvestment, we will not get the same 14.4%. The reinvestment rate, interest rate may be different. The reinvestment interest rate is different, then we'll have to calculate realized YTM. Realized YTM. Okay? So kindly look at that case, what we have, what is given there. Realized YTM. I'll stop sharing this. I'll take the same case, what we have seen. Okay. Yeah, here. The first case. So look at the first case here. The price of 1000 par value carrying coupon rate of 8% and maturing after 5 years is 1020. Okay, 8%, 5 years. The price is 1020. What is approximate YTM? So you need not calculate, trial and error method. The approximate YTM is, you will have to calculate. So the price is higher than the par value. So the YTM will be less than coupon rate or more than coupon rate?
Yes, sir.
Less than coupon rate.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
perfect. So 8%, so it will be less than coupon rate because the price is higher. So we'll have to calculate approximate YTM. The second one is, what will be the realized YTM if the reinvestment rate is 7%? The reinvestment rate is different. The reinvestment rate is different. Okay, the YTM is will be higher than 8%. Sorry, less than 7%. Let us calculate first the YTM, approximate YTM. Approximate YTM, we have seen the previous equation. Yeah, so please take that, approximate YTM. YTM, approximate. What do you calculate? Anybody? I plus, what is the equation what is given? Equation we have calculated, no? Equation, what's the equation? I plus M minus P. M is what? Maturity value. P is what? The price. Divide by 5. Sorry, divide by N. Divide by N. Whole divide by M plus 0. We have calculated, no? Hello? The equation I have given you, no? Hello?
Yes, sir.
What is that equation? Some of you can read. I plus
AIP.
annual interest payment.
Value minus
Yeah, same equation will follow. Annual interest payment plus
Present PV.
huh?
Present value, sir.
Ah,
PV, sir.
par value. Yeah, par value.
Current one price.
Current market price. Divide by N. Whole divide by
Par value plus
par value plus
current market price divided by 2.
divide by 2. Okay.
Yes.
Divide by 2. Par value plus current market price divide by 2. Okay. Let's see. You are giving equal equation. Yeah. So find out annual interest payment. Annual interest payment is how much? Annual interest payment is 80.
80, sir.
80.
80, sir.
80 plus par value is
1000.
1000. Current market price is 1020. Divide by 5. Whole divide by 1000 plus 1020 divide by 2. How much comes? So this 80 plus minus 20. Minus 20 divided by 5. Minus 20 divided by 5 means minus 4. Minus 4. Whole divided by 2020. So 2020 divided by 2. 2020 divided by 2. 1010. 1010. So minus 4. Minus 4 divide by into 100, okay? Put into 100. So So minus 4. Minus 4 divided by 1010. How much?
The answer is 7.5.
No. Okay. I mean,
76 divided by 1010.
the minus 4 divided by 1010. How much comes? Minus.
0.00396.
So 80 minus 0.0039.
0.00396.
So 80 minus 0.0039 is 79 point. Hello?
79.9961, sir.
79.9961 into 100. Okay? That is 7.9.
Nothing like that.
Huh? Yeah. What's the value? 7.9, correct?
Yes.
7.9, no? Hello?
Yes, sir.
7.9. Correct? Correct, no?
No, sir.
So the division will be the entire thing, no, sir?
Correct. Entire only. Minus 4. 80, yeah, sorry. Yeah, 80.
So, sir, 80 minus 4 comes 76, then we can divide.
Yeah,
by
76.
1.
Yeah, correct. 76. Correct. So how much comes?
7.52, sir.
Yeah. That is, the division is for entire thing. So 76 divided by 1010. Correct. So how much comes?
Now the answer.
7.52, sir.
7.52.
7.52. Okay. 7.52. Kindly look at the equation what is given here in the case here. The same equation 80 plus 1000 minus 1020 divided by 5 and divide by what they have given is 0.6 and 0.4. Hello? Have you seen that? 0.6 into 1020 plus 0.4 into 1000.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so they have given, we have taken equal weightage. Equal weightage we are given. That is 1000 plus 1020 divided by 2. That means we are given equal weightage. But here, as per this equation, 60% weightage is given for, price. 40% weightage is given for the par value. Okay, so the our equation we are given equal weightage, but here they are given 0.6. They are multiplied with 0.6 plus 0.4 into 1000 because they are given little higher weightage for the price. Okay, so either you can use this equation or the equation that we are doing it. Anything is okay for the examination point of view. Either you can divide by 2 or you can use it like this, 0.6 into 1020 plus 0.4 into 1000. Anything is perfect. You will get full marks. Okay? Hello? Got it? Because you are giving little higher weightage for price, but the equation that we are following, we are using it the equal weightage. We are giving equal weightage. 50-50. That's why we are dividing it by 2. Okay? So there is 0.5 into 1020 plus 0.5 into 1000. But what the equation what is given here is 0.6. They are giving little higher weightage for the price. All of you got it?
Yes, sir.
So you can use any equation, no problem. You can use any equation, you will get, more or less same answer. Okay, so here we are getting 7.52. There they are using 7.51 because the weightage is little higher. Weightage is higher for the price. So no problem. Now, all of you understood? Any clarification? Anybody? Approximate YTM? Any clarification? Anybody? Now, look at realized YTM. What is here? What is the assumption here? The bond holder is receiving 80 rupees per year. This 80 rupees is reinvested at the same YTM. When he is reinvesting, he is investing the same 80 rupees in some other bond, and he will be receiving the yield of the interest of 7.51. That is the YTM. But the reinvestment rate is different. The reinvestment rate is 7%. That means what will be the realized YTM? Because he is going to reinvest this 80 rupees what he is receiving today, and he is investing in some other bonds. That bond has given him 7% interest, not 7.51%. Okay, so if the same 7.51 he is receiving, that means YTM and realized YTM is one and the same. YTM and realized YTM is one and the same if the reinvestment rate is equal to YTM. But here, reinvestment rate is little different. So he is reinvesting at 7%. So in that case, what is the YTM? That's a calculation. Now you have to calculate the bondholder is receiving after 1 year, he is receiving 80 rupees. So that 80 rupees he is reinvesting at 7% for how many years? Anybody? Hello? 4
4 years.
4 years. Very good. So he is reinvesting at 4 years. So first we need to calculate the future value. We will have to calculate the future value. Future value means he is receiving 80 rupees and he is reinvesting at 7%. So how much he will get after 1 year? Then he is receiving 80 rupees after 2 years. How much he will get after investing? So we have to calculate the future value. FV we have to calculate. First, to calculate realized YTM, first we need to calculate the future value. Okay, so future value is 80 rupees he is receiving, and he is receiving for how many years? He is reinvesting for 4 years. There is 1.07 power 4. You are multiplying now. You are multiplying. You are not dividing it. We are dividing it for getting the present value. Here we are going to get the future value. 80 rupees you are receiving, and after 1 year you are receiving, and you are reinvesting another bond which gives him 7%. That is 1.07. How do you get 1.07? 1 plus 7%. 1 plus 7 by 100. That is 0.07. So 1.07 power 4. Why power 4? Because he is reinvesting for 4 years. Then plus 80. Second year interest. Second year interest that he is receiving. Second year interest he is reinvesting for how many years? 3 years. 1.07 power 3 plus 80 into 1.07 power 2. That is for third year interest. And then fourth year he is reinvesting for 1. Then fifth year interest he cannot invest because it's over. So plus 80. We cannot reinvest. Plus he is getting back 1000 rupees back. Plus 1000. So what's the future value? I repeat. Here the reinvestment rate is different. Different from YTM. As per the YTM assumes that the bondholder is reinvesting at the same YTM. So in that case, YTM and realized YTM are one and the same. Here, the reinvestment rate is different. Reinvestment rate is different from YTM. YTM is 7.52 and reinvestment rate is 7%. So in that case, we will have to calculate a different realized YTM. So he is reinvesting at what rate? He is reinvesting at 7%. So first year interest he will be receiving after 1 year. So he is reinvesting at 7% for how many years? 4 years. So he is reinvesting for 4 years. So 80 into 1.07 power 4 plus second year interest is reinvesting for 3 years. Third year interest is reinvesting for 2 years. Fourth year interest is reinvesting for 1 year. Fifth year interest, he cannot reinvest because bond got matured. 80 rupees he is keeping it. And maturity value he is receiving back after 5 years. So what's future value? What's the future value? Anybody?
So 1460.052.
1460.
0.052.
1460.052.
52.
05. Okay. Okay. Now, the realized YTM, the equation, please write the realized YTM equation. The realized YTM equation is, you can write realized YTM equation is future value power 1 by n divided by price minus 1. Future value power 1 by n divided by price minus 1. So future value is 1460.05 power 1 by 5 divided by price is, what's the price? 1020 minus 1. How much comes? So 1 by 5 you should take log, or you should use the scientific calculator. Then only you will get the value. Scientific calculator, engineering students. Scientific calculator you will have to use to get power 1 by 5. Otherwise you have to use the log value. I mean, for the examination you can use scientific calculators. So 1460.05 power 1 by 5 divided by 1020 minus 1.
Sir, could you please stand this laptop to little bit the left side, sir? Little bit. Okay, sir.
Got it? 1460.05 power 1 by 5 divided by 1020 minus 1. How much comes? You have to use a scientific calculator. Anybody has got scientific calculator? Can use that. Scientific calculator. How much comes? Anybody? 1460.05 power 1 by 5. How much you got? Power 1 by 5. Anybody? Oh, anybody has got scientific calculator at home? You can use that. Anybody is having it? So unless you have a scientific calculator, you cannot use this. You cannot calculate this. You should have a scientific calculator. The normal calculator, you cannot find out the value. Otherwise, you will have to use the log values. Log table you will have to use. Got it? Anybody? Value? 4.9.
4.29.
Okay. What is 4.29?
So the value of 1460.025 into 1 by 5 is 4.29.
Power 1 by 5.
Yes, sir. It's 4.29.
Okay. Then divide by 1020.
That is 0.0043, sir.
Okay. Minus 1.
Minus,
Minus 0.995.
0. Point.
9958.
Okay. Then multiply by 100.
Then 99.5.
Divide by 1020. How much comes?
1.4314, sir.
1.4314. Power 1 by 5. Minus 1. Then it's right. Yeah. 1460.05 divide by 1020. How much?
7.43, sir.
Yes, that's the right.
7.43.
Yeah. That power has to come outside. So please kindly change it. Realized YTM FE divided by price power 1 by n minus 1. Okay. So it comes like this. So 1 plus r power 5. 1460.05 divided by 1020. How much? 1460.
1.4314.
Huh?
1.4314.
1.4314. So R is equal to 1.4314 power 1 by 5 minus 1. So kindly make correction in the equation. What do you do? Future value divided by price power 1 by n minus 1. Future value divided by price power 1 by n minus 1. Don't put future value power 1 by n. So, any clarification, anybody? What's the value?
7.436.
7.436. So 7.44. 7.436. So 7.44. That's the answer. So if he is reinvesting at 7%, his yield is 7.4%. If he is reinvesting for a 7% interest, so he will get 7.44%. If he is reinvesting at the same YTM, he will get same 7.52. But now the yield is less. Now the yield is less.